Great question. So we like to have a 1 week or less. Honestly, I prefer 3 days turnover. So if the tenant has moved out, I want it to be inspected that day or the next day. The next step is to have, if any repairs are needed, then the contractor to go out, get an estimate so we can provide it to the owner to see when we can get it done. So once that's approved, then we get it listed 1 week before it's going to be done. So let's say we know that it's going to take, if it takes 3 days, then we wait 3 days. But let's say it's going to be done in 2 weeks because it was a huge mess, okay? Which doesn't happen most of the time, but let's say it's the first time you're renovating it. Then we list it 1 week before. We say coming soon. We put it on a wait list. So no active showings, but we build up your list already beforehand. So you want to make sure that your agent is using either, if his own site can list it out to Zillow, Trulia, HotPads, and all of those, that's great, but that's probably unlikely. So we use a software called Rently.com. Actually, it was created by Israeli, and Rently.com. It's RENTLY.com, and that can be linked with your website or that agent's website, as well as send it out to 20 other websites. So all the major ones, and then those ones send it to other ones, so it goes down. So basically, if you Google the property, it comes up. If it's not coming up, there's an issue, a really big issue. So the other thing that happens with that site, it allows for our agents to list their calendar on it. So basically, anyone who's interested, even before it's ready, can schedule, put in their information, and it contacts them, emails them, texts them to follow up. Okay, the property is now ready to show. So when would you like to see it? They click, they make their date with the agent, and it emails the agent, it emails them, and then on that day, it sends them a 30-minute confirmation. They confirm, great, both them and the agent gets the notification to that it's confirmed, go show it. So it's really important that you make sure that the property is in good shape, get repairs done fast, then get it listed online, and then show the property actively, right? So not like once a week. You have to have available hours during the week, at least 4 hours available each day on the week, and then on the weekend, at least one day on the weekend, have a full day available. And it's, for us in Georgia, the best hours have been either 4:30 to 6:30 to show the property, or sometimes we have a few people in the morning between like 10 to 12. Everything else in the middle is a waste of time. No one comes. Okay, so that's great. So a lot of individual owners don't do the correct screening, and it's a huge mistake. So the things that you want to do once you have an applicant, so this person likes a property, what now? We have an online application. Most companies do. If not, then they can have a written application, right, that says, okay, this is my name, this is where I currently live, this is how much I currently pay, this is my current manager, this is my job, how much I make, and so on. Once they fill that out, we run their background check, right? So we do a national criminal record search, we do a national eviction search, and we do a national credit search. So credit, criminal, and eviction. So once those are screened, we look for no evictions, no major criminal. Now you can't exclude anyone with a criminal history because it's actually a new law. So you have to have like definitive why you're denying someone based on their criminal record. And anything, you can deny anyone for a felony, but anything under like a misdemeanor, you have to have specific reasons. So for us, if it's like a little bit of weed, we don't care so much if it was a long time ago, but if it was like harassment or fraudulent check or you know, any kind of dangerous activity, then it's a definite no. Evictions, most of the time we say absolutely no, but if it was a long time ago when the crash happened, they have proof of income, all of that, we'll give them a second chance, but it's a 1.5 to 2 months deposit. So the next thing once you run their background check is to get their income. So we ask for the last 3 pay stubs of their income or their taxes. And then we call their landlord to make sure, hey, has this person been paying? Are they late? Have they had any nuisance issues? Have they damaged your property? And so on. And the last thing is references. You can call their references as well. Okay, that's a great question. So first, evictions in each state differs. So, so I'm really lucky because in Georgia, it's mostly a landlord state. So, yes. Yeah, yes. In some states, it's really awful. Like Chicago or New York, it could be really bad. It could take a year, as you said, or more. In Georgia, it takes about a month and a half or less. Yes, so it's really, really great. We typically, you can do the evictions yourself. You don't need an attorney. It's not like a real court. But if you're dealing with difficult tenants who are trying to use like repairs as an excuse or something, or they're just difficult, or you don't want to waste your time, there's many eviction lawyers. It costs $85 to $126 for them to represent you because they're there all day. And it's much, much better and easier, and they'll call you to find out what you want to accept, and then just put on the paperwork and you just follow it, and it's very easy. That's a really good question. So it's also going to depend state from state. That's something you really need to learn about in each state. Section 8 in Georgia even varies county to county. So some counties were like, we are not doing it. They're too difficult. They have too much paperwork. It takes too long. And the tenants have a crazy idea in their head that they're the king and queen of Georgia, and they deserve a great place even though they want to pay nothing for it. So, yeah, well, that because they damage the property. They don't care about it. They're hard to deal with, and so on. So then there's other counties that are a super simple process that, okay, it's this much paperwork, it'll take 2 extra weeks, but they pay and the tenants understand the rules. It's easier to get them out and easier to get them in, frankly. So it really depends on the county, but there is a lot of extra paperwork. All housing in every state will make you do more work to the house, meaning the windows have to be functioning. They can't be too old. There can't be gaps anywhere. There can't be a outlet cover missing anywhere. AC, HVAC has to be functioning. Roof has to be perfect. Gutters have to be attached. Downspouts. Things tenants don't care about, they care about. So you have to make sure the property is in really good condition. So either eliminate old houses or make sure they're completely renovated. I would only do it on newer houses if it's not a complete renovation.
When you say newer, it's like from 2000 and...
It could be 1990 and up, but unless the house is in really good condition. Because just keep in mind, if you have old windows or old electrical or an old AC or HVAC, I mean, they're going to make you do everything. So it's not worth it for a few extra bucks.